Howdy team, hope you are all well. I had a message from a couple of people actually, one being a mortgage broker. I was actually having a conversation with my bookkeeper as well this morning, and it was the question of, when's the right time to take on a PA, an admin, someone to support you? And maybe this is a question you're asking yourself at the moment because it is so busy. I think no matter what part of financial services you're in, IFA, will writer, insurance advisor, mortgage broker, accountant, solicitor, estate agent, whatever it might well be. In fact, I would go as broad to say any self-employed person should actually have a PA or an administrator as soon as possible in your journey. Now, the reason why is because as a one individual, you're massively limited on the capacity of what you're able to do. If you look, for example, at say a personal trainer, or my wife's a hairdresser, perfect example. If we look at a hairdresser, my wife can only see a certain number of clients during a day. And if she's maxed out seeing clients, let's say on the hour, every hour with a break for lunch, then when has she got time to book new clients in? Deal with making sure that they've paid. If they're not paying in cash, do they pay through card? Doing some marketing and social media, making sure that the clients are getting reminders about their appointments. It becomes a tricky thing to manage. But for a small cost, and I've actually been talking to her about this, for a small cost, you can actually leverage yourself out and get some administration work done. Now, a hairdresser's a tricky one to look at, but the time that it takes in order to be able to do the books and do the accounting is potentially time that you lose from, or she's losing from, family. So as a financial services professional, whatever warp of financial services you are in, the sooner you can bring an administrator into your business, a PA to support you, the better. Now, how do you do that? Well, when you first start out, you need to be bringing in some income. So your main goal when you first go self-employed, and let me know if you agree with this, is the fact of marketing, lead generation, getting people coming to you and in your business as quickly as possible. Then it becomes about serving those clients and actually making sure that you're able to look after those clients. But as you do the marketing, you start getting more inquiries and leads, and particularly at the moment in financial services, and even talking to my bookkeeper, she said between the 1st and the 15th, everybody wants their management accounts, and she is absolutely slammed. But then the back end of the month, things start to slow down a little bit. So during that period of time, you need that extra support. You need that person who can answer your phone. And there was actually a comment in a property group that I'm part of, and someone said, did a little meme and was just kind of saying, if you want to be a mortgage broker in the top 10%, then you need to answer your phone. Clearly the guy had a mortgage broker who didn't answer the phone. But I responded to that, and I actually went and replied and said, if your broker is in the top 10%, then they will not be answering their phone because they will be too busy doing first appointments, speaking to clients, researching, finding deals, hunting around for the best deal possible, liaising with, lenders, looking to get deals over the line. And what you will actually have will be a PA or an administrator who will be your first port of call, who will be your liaison with your broker, your advisor. And they will book you an appointment with the advisor, because an advisor or a broker in the top 10% of the industry is only working by appointment. They haven't got time in their day to be able to answer the phone. They're making sure that everything is absolutely chunked down to the most finite minute of the day to get the best result for the clients that they're working with, which is what we all do in business, right? We all want to get the best result for our clients. And how can you do that if you're being pulled pillar to post, trying to spin too many plates, juggling all the different elements of your business? This is where you need support and you need administration. And I'm a firm believer in a team of 4, but for someone who's on their own, first starting out, many of my mentees over the past 1 or 2 months have recruited administrators, recruited PAs. And it could be on a part-time basis. So, after school hours or during school hours, 9:30 through till 3 o'clock, that can potentially give you a little bit of an issue during half term. So that's a consideration. But you can often get someone to support you initially on a part-time basis, do some of the lower value tasks, as I like to say, that, liaising, answering the phone, booking in your appointments, chasing clients for documents, feeding back on emails, doing some of the data checking. It's just all of those elements that can make it really, really key to your success and your business growth, because it's about customer service at the end of the day. And if you are that busy that you can't answer your phone, then you need to make sure that you've got somebody who can answer your phone. I've got 4 people on my telephone system at any one time. Can be, you ring, we're all home based, and we've got a mobile app on the phone. I've got a desktop on mine, and then, Andrew's got an app and a desktop. And then you've also got 2 other people who work from home with their mobile app as well. But secondary to that, it rings all of us first, but then after that, it goes through to the call answering service. So no calls ever get missed. But for a business owner, irrespective of what industry you're in, to be hyper efficient and to make sure that you provide the best level of service, it's about having a PA. And the mistake that I see a lot of people making, your first goal when you go self-employed is to earn the amount of money that you were earning when you were employed. And that can happen relatively quickly. Now, depending on the industry you're in financial services, it can take 60 to 90 days to get, people to actually, for all the money to start coming through. So that's where you actually look for somebody who's got the ability to increase their hours over time. For someone who's got recurring income, maybe it's your bookkeeper. I pay a retainer every single month. You backwork it and you say, right, based on the number of clients that I have, what do I need to get to before I then start taking on a PA and an administrator? And you start to work it in that way. But it all comes back to how much money do you actually want to earn a month? If your income target's $5,000 a month, then build the business that supports $5,000 a month and incorporate the cost of your PA. And don't look at it as a 15, 18, 20 grand a year salary, depending on the experience that they have. Look at it as, if it's, for argument's sake, £18,000 a year, that's £1,500. Well, if you do one mortgage with a broker fee, life insurance and home insurance, you paid for them in with the first month. So the time that you save in bringing somebody in to leverage those other tasks out, such as answering the phone, such as booking in your appointments, updating leads, contacting clients, speaking to solicitors, chasing lenders, for example, all of those things, that's going to create you more time to focus on more marketing and more sales, which is then going to increase your income. And I would expect from recruiting a PA or a PA/admin, you would expect a 3 to 4 times increase. So if they're costing you 18 grand, then I would be expecting at least an extra 70,000 as a result of bringing them into the business. Realistically, I actually think if you've got 2 people in a business, you should be pushing to, roughly right £200,000 a year. And if you've not anywhere near that, then you need to be looking at your systems, your processes, your marketing, the messaging that you're putting out, and the sales. Are you converting enough? Is your premium high enough when you're doing the life insurance, critical illness and income protection? Are you charging enough as a bookkeeper? Are you, as a hairdresser, you're limited in terms of what you can do, the same as a personal trainer is. So what other upsells can you potentially do? Can you offer products and make a margin out of those? It's about understanding your business. And I'm starting to work with a lot of businesses from a lot of different industries. So I'm getting insights and helping a lot more people build and grow. Now we do have, so our administration, Toby joined me January 2019 as an apprentice. And obviously when all this COVID and Corona environment hit in March of this year, he was furloughed and we brought him back, and he's actually now working from home because this is my home office. I am in it, it's in my garden. So I gave him a computer, gave him the mobile app, and he works from home. He's only 20, says he's loving it. He speaks to Andrew daily, my operations manager. And the beauty is he fully understood everything that's going on. Now, Jake is our other one who didn't know the active systems or anything else. He was a mortgage administrator elsewhere, and he actually initially started with John, and then he's come underneath Active to look after all of our advisors. And he does it from home as well. We have now got the office in Gloucester, which Andrew is the operations manager and heads up that office. And we're going to be using the Kickstarter scheme to bring 2 administrators for different purposes. We're not sure, they're not going to be administrators, but we're going to create new roles, which is one of the rules, because I've got 3,000 life insurance clients from my old business, shall we say, pre-2015, that we just don't have the capacity to be able to look after and service. So we're going to be bringing those in with a view that over time, hopefully they'll be able to stay with us, and we'll build and grow that way. So we will have 2 who are effectively external and 2 who are internal. Simon in Scotland and Sally in Wales also have their husband and wife as their administrators, so they get involved in the team conversations and community. They work with the advisor themselves. So it's definitely one of those things that I think if you are noticing that your time is stretched, that you're not able to give the client the service that you really, really wish you could, that you're spending too many evenings and weekends doing administration that isn't moving the business forward, then you need to be looking to recruit. Because the idea is, let's say for example, a line down the middle of a page, write down all the things that you can do. So for example, the 4 key areas of business: marketing, sales, administration, finance. If you had 2 people, 2 of you, marketing and sales, that should be the owner of the business. Finances and admin can be leveraged out to somebody else, but also your admin can support you with some of the marketing, maybe the social media repurposing, maybe putting your message far and wide. And it's just vital that you leverage your time in order to be able to earn the money that you want to earn. I think it's very easy to earn a 6-figure personal income, particularly in the financial services industry. I think it's a particularly easy to be able to do it online as well and add different income streams to your bow. If you're an accountant or a solicitor or a bookkeeper, for example, there's ways and means in which you can leverage your time much better. But I think it's vital that you get an administrator or a PA to support you as early as possible, which is a different mindset, because it took me many years, like 10, 12 years, to get out of an employee mindset, a job mindset. And it's now being in a strategic role where my brain is focused on thinking a lot more about where the direction of the business is going, what targets we want to hit, how the finances need to look, what launches or sales or support my advisors need, for example. That has to be done from a strategic point of view, which can't be done when you're doing the do. And that's the journey that you can potentially go on. If you're out and about, networking, building relationships, meeting accountants, almost acting like a business development manager for your business, which a lot of owners of businesses do, you can only do that if you have advisors or administrators or salespeople or admin in your office. So the first step is definitely get an admin to support you as soon as possible. Part-time VA support. My bookkeeper's a VA. Our admins are technically VAs because they're working from home, one employed, one self-employed. And then the other 2 that are self-employed, working specifically with those advisors. So I think for all of you, you want 1 or 2 months of hammering it as hard as you could to make sure that you've got business coming in. And by realistically, if you've had a good couple of months, the idea is you get to the income that you were earning as an employee, and anything that you earn over and above that amount, you invest into your administrator, creating more time for you to spend on the income generating activities. So if you're doing, let's say $2,000, you're on a 24 grand wage, $2,000, which is not what you'd earn after tax or anything else. So probably more like, if you're on 20 grand, what's that, 1,200 quid take home? So let's say 30 grand, which is more like 1,800, 1,700 quid a month. So if you're taking home £1,700 a month, when you're earning $2,000, you put 300 quid towards your admin. When you're earning $2,500, you put £800 a month towards your admin. But I guarantee you, if you do it properly, you will cover your cost. And do you know what you do? You get your admin to contact all the people that they know and say, do you need a bookkeeper? All the people that are self-employed, do you need a bookkeeper? Do you need a hairdresser? all the people that are employed, all the people that are, all their friends and family. Do you need a mortgage? Do you need life insurance? Have you got health insurance? All of those things, you get that sorted and leverage those out. And they pay for themselves off of the referrals and the recommendations that they bring in, and save you a hell of a lot of time. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hope that gives you some wonderful insights. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Muse. Nice to see ya. Sandy, Will, Simon, Johnny. Good to see you all this morning. Hope that's given you some insights. Love to know what you think. When do you think is the right time to take on a PA or an admin? You know, are you scared of doing that? What's your fear around it? Particularly if you're an Academy member watching this, get into the Academy group. I know lots of them have been recruiting admins this month and noticing the big benefits, as well as taking on offices. So there's huge benefits to be able to do it. Have a fantastic day. Remember, now's the time to become pro.